I had the thought of making this video. This is back in the past, but I thought I should make a video response to it. And it's with Mr. Rebzion and this girl who said she was going to vote for Mitt Romney. Hold on.
Can a body wash go beyond basic cleansing? Olay Ultra Moisture Body Wash can with more moisture.
I don't like the advertisement at all.
Body wash. With Ultra Moisture, your body wash is anything but basic.
Alright, here we go.
About 5 months ago, I made a video response to this user on YouTube known as Trish, however you say her name properly. And my video response to her was regarding Obama, healthcare, morning after pill, and birth control. Now, my video response to her was a serious response. This is likewise going to be another serious response to her. After I made that video to her 5 months ago, I subscribed to her channel. I've been occasionally watching her videos every so often, just to see.
I have something to say. I have no problem if you are a Republican. If you are a Republican, if you want to be a Republican, go for it. I'm not saying Obama is the best president. He's certainly not the best, but he's certainly not the worst.
The types of content that she makes. So
I mean, he's not the best because of all the taxes we've had and we're in debt, but he's not the worst.
The content that she makes is, makeup tutorials, and occasionally she does make a serious video, like she's done. And occasionally she makes parody videos, making fun of dumb things or Honey Boo Boo or whatever. And this new video she made is why I'm voting for Mitt Romney, and I honestly cannot tell if it's actually attempting to be serious based upon some of her past stances that she has made videos about. If it is not serious, then I guess that's my bad for being gullible to respond to this, but nonetheless, I'm responding to her video, why I'm voting for Mitt Romney.
Hello to all my fellow young Americans. Yes, young America, we are like the votes. We are like the generation.
There will probably be people who comment on your video who are maybe not from America, and probably people who do not live in America, but oh well.
That is picking our president, basically. So I thought, since this was my first election voting,
and I hope that it's your last,
I would share with you some of my viewpoints and opinions, just to sort of maybe help your decision either way. And I'm not saying, be a conservative Republican like me, because I don't push my beliefs on people, like political or religious. Like, I'm Catholic, but I'm not going to push that on people.
My mom's Catholic, I'm Christian. Yeah.
In fact, the candidate I'm voting for is not even Christian. He's like Mormon. So it should show how like open-minded I am. So I'm not here to like push or anything like that. So
no, of course you're not trying to push your beliefs on anybody, but you're certainly pushing some other things if you don't understand my reference.
Yeah. So I wanted to make my official video / support for Romney Ryan 2012. Yeah.
I have to disagree with that. Okay, why would I not want Paul Ryan as president? Well, if you don't agree with me, or if you have a problem with me bashing Ryan, I'm not going to bash him. I just don't think he makes good choices. He wanted to cut the help of Social Security. Like, people who have learning disabilities, I kind of have a little bit of... I have trouble learning. I have trouble knowing what's going on. So that would be a big problem for me. I have an autism disability. So that would be a problem for me. And that's why I think Paul Ryan would not be a good president at all. Because he would cut the help of Social Security. So that wouldn't help kids who have learning disability get the benefits that they need. Which is plain just bigotry. That is just bigotry and more bigotry. And it just means narrow-minded.
So a lot of you may not watch the debates. I mean, I don't really. I mean, I have Twitter, so I can sort of watch the debates.
Oh, Twitter's a reliable source. You know what? Twitter sucks. I have a Twitter, and what do I think of it? I think Twitter sucks. Compared to MySpace and Facebook, I don't even use my MySpace anymore. I mean, the last time I signed in was... I signed in probably once or twice every few months, at least to look if I've got any messages. 100, because I don't even use it anymore. I don't mean to be rude to the people who made up Twitter, but I think Twitter isn't as good as Facebook. Nowhere near. Mr. Rebzion's laughing.
That's... I don't know why I just found that so funny, but I did. Yes, Twitter. Twitter is the most reliable source for all of your news. After all, how many times has Twitter killed people off that weren't actually dead?
I get it. There was something about Big Bird being said, and Romney won, and yay, I don't know. But anyways, I am fully supportive of Mitt Romney, and there are a few reasons why I'm going to be voting for Mitt Romney in this election, my first election voting. So the last election I was able to vote, but I didn't, because I didn't really have strong feelings towards either party, candidate, selection.
And actually, Obama is the first senator to be elected since Kennedy. Kennedy was my favorite president ever, and they assassinated him, and he was a great president. And if you disagree with me, that's fine, but really, Kennedy did great stuff for this country. Ask not what your country can do for you, but ask what you can do for your country. Kennedy was a very smart guy.
So, this year, Romney all the way. So basically, one, Mitt Romney is super hot.
So you want to vote for him because he's hot. Do you know how dumb that makes you sound?
I remember when he was going, he didn't get the nomination, right? John McCain got the nomination, but he was going to be in it when John McCain was running.
I think Mitt Romney's dad ran and he lost to Richard Nixon.
I remember picking up Romney for president button back then, so I've been a huge advocate of him because he is super gorgeous and hot, and we haven't really had a hot president since Kennedy.
What's the deal? I mean, you don't need a hot president. All you need is a president who knows how to do his job.
But we all know how that ended. So.
Yeah, he got assassinated because he was an awesome president. Or awesome-tacular, as Jeremy Johns would say about a movie or something.
I'd just like to ask that, is voting for someone based upon them being attractive or not, is that a really reason to vote for someone?
I have to agree.
Because based upon your logic here, if someone is attractive or hot, let's just use the example of a rapist, for example, who he may, or a child predator, or a pedophile, correct? And most people wouldn't even be able to recognize a pedophile if they was to talk to one. But let's just say, for argument, that he's very attractive. Does that mean that whatever he does to children, or the things that he wants to do to children, does that make that okay simply because he's attractive or because he's so-called hot? I don't care if you think Mitt Romney is attractive or not, but...
That's okay if you think Mitt Romney's attractive, but I think you should take a look at what they're saying they're going to do.
Base your view on someone being attractive or not based upon your vote is the most ridiculous reasoning I have ever heard. That's beyond, that's even stupider than the things Onision has said. And that's going pretty far out there. If you want a valid reason to vote for someone, it's very important that you...
You know, I didn't know much about Onision until I heard about Mr. Rebzion talking about him. I mean, I had seen one of his videos where his wife, Shiloh, at the time was having problems, but I made a video a couple months ago where Mr. Rebzion was talking about meat eaters, veganism, and this girl was responding to him, and I said I didn't even know who Onision was. And I'm going to upload that video, but still, I didn't even know who Onision was. The only thing is, I knew Mr. Rebzion did not like him.
Research and study the beliefs that those people want to push on society, and government. Mitt Romney is against the separation of church and state, and that's a big problem for me, because I don't believe religion should take part in governmental roles for deciding what's best for the people. And because Mitt Romney happens to be Mormon, and he believes that gay people are not allowed to get married.
Okay, I don't see why gay people can't get married. And if you think that's disgusting, that's okay. But why I think gay people should be able to get married is because it's their life. It's not yours. You don't have any fucking right to control it. Pardon my language.
Reasons as to why I'm not voting for Mitt Romney, because his stance on so many social issues like abortion, incest, and rape. For those of you who don't know, Romney and Paul Ryan want to take your rights away to have an abortion if you've been raped or...
I heard about this story. Eric Gerthaler told me about this story. This is kind of personal, but this guy had raped a 13-year-old girl over in Montana, and hold on. And he raped a 13-year-old. They had to get the abortion because the kid would have killed him. And then I think he raped her little sister, and then the dad killed himself when he found out his child had been raped. So this bastard got in trouble and got sentenced to jail, and that's what he deserved for raping a 13-year-old. And I think that if someone gets raped, and if the president says you cannot have an abortion, I think that you should have every right to sue the president.
If a young girl has their father commits incest on them,
that's gross.
Paul Ryan, Mitt Romney want to take your ability to get a abortion from that experience, from that traumatic experience. And that to me is wrong. And we all know
it is wrong.
Paul Ryan and Mitt Romney believes about that illegitimate rape concept. I made, I think, 2 videos. Oh, was that Todd Akin? No, that was Todd Akin. Excuse me. Yeah, Todd Akin, that Republican who spewed that if she's legitimately raped versus illegitimately. I mean, you really need to study the beliefs of people that you vote for before you actually vote for them.
Okay, so then another reason I'm gonna vote for Mitt. Well, my kitten is named Mitt, so I think it's actually Mitt.
You just make, oh my gosh, this is weird.
But we call him Mitts for, short. So yay, that's like a side, I think, right? And Mitt rhymes with tit. No, I'm just kidding. But I have 2 of those.
Well, Trish, at least we know that you can count.
Yeah.
So, but that's really not.
And if you wanted to ask, I mean, yeah.
No, that's not the reason I'm voting for him. Also, I love his running mate. I think in the previous elections, John McCain didn't win for us Republicans because, he picked a bad running mate. Like, who likes Sarah Palin? I mean, I am a conservative Republican female, and I don't even like Sarah Palin. And for all those who are saying, like, Republicans don't like women or whatever, like, yeah, they do. They're married to them, so whatever. And I love his slogan. Government didn't build my business, I did. And I think that is a really, really great slogan because I am an aspiring entrepreneur. Girl. So those are some of the reasons I'm voting for Mitt. And go vote. Like, I remember back when, like, I think it was like Ronald Reagan or like, I don't know. Maybe or somebody did the.
I heard. What's his name? What was that person's name? Ronald Reagan was a Democrat, then went Republican.
Vote or die slogan, and basically, like, that's a little, like, maybe Al Gore. Somebody did the vote or die slogan, and basically.
I used to be obsessed with politics. I'm not overly obsessed with them anymore, but I still talk about them. But there is something I want to say about that Al Gore election. That was rigged. That was totally rigged. People, because of the color of their skin, what the fuck? Their votes were thrown out for no reason. I watched a video on that. And the Supreme Court took the power of the election, which they are not allowed to do. It's the people that vote, not them. They can't give the election. And they said Gore, little crybaby, ran to them and whined about it, and they said it's the rules. No, it is not. And then I heard that the court says now they wish they wouldn't have let Bush be president, because apparently everything crumbled really bad. But I don't know. That's just what I've been hearing. And when Clinton was president, what was the economy? Great. And I know a lot of people hated Bill Clinton. What did they impeach him for? Lying about an affair. Can you honestly think for once? Because Clinton lied about an affair. What did Bush lie about? Something about 9/11 and some other stuff. He lied about way worse things than Clinton did. I don't mean to be rude, but Obama, the reason I voted for him was because I do not think that Paul Ryan would be a good president either.
Basically, like, that's a little, like, I mean, I think that was kind of liberal, but you should vote because this is our life that we're voting for. So, go vote, go get educated, and inform yourself.
Could you get educated first before you make a statement?
I had to laugh at that last part. The last part, get informed and get educated. Well, at least we know what Honey Boo Boo is going to look like when she's older and how she...
Let me tell you something. So Mitt Romney was winning at the beginning of the election, and if you're wondering how many electoral votes California has, it has 55 electoral votes. So that gave Obama a huge boost. That's how Kerry was winning at the beginning. And if you're wondering, Massachusetts, if that's how you pronounce it, I don't know how to pronounce it necessarily. But that's what Romney was governor for. And who did that state vote for? Who did they vote for? Obama. Well, of course, Texas is always Republican. Florida is not always Republican, so they voted for Obama in the last two elections. But here we go. And my friend's from Florida. My friend is from Miami, Florida, and his best friend is from Newark, New Jersey. Alright, here. And the state I live in, Washington, not going to tell you my address or anything, only has 12 electoral votes, so that's what sucks. I wish I had more.
Is going to act. But on a serious note, though, if anyone really supports Mitt...
I live in the same state Mr. Rebzion does. Right now he's in Alaska, though.
Romney.
Or, no, Africa. Sorry. Mistake.
I just want to flat out say that you are in support of bigotry, and you're in support
And I hate people who have a lot of bigotry.
of hatred. I cannot speak. You're in support of hatred, misogyny. You're against health care. You're against...
We need health care. You know that, and apparently a lot of people are against that. Fine, if you want to be sick for the rest of your life, be my guest.
women having rights.
Women having rights to have abortions. There was this law that I heard that passed. If you have an abortion and if the doctor gives the abortion, you have every right to kill the doctor. Or if the doctor gives an abortion, you can kill the doctor and you will not get in trouble. See, that's what's wrong with America. I'm not saying America's a bad country. I love America, love freedom of speech, love the Constitution, love the Declaration of Independence, but fuck that shit. This is fucked up. You're saying, oh, you can't have an abortion. You can kill this doctor who gives you abortion. Fuck that shit.
You're against a lot of things if you actually stand behind and vote for Mitt Romney. It really scares me, some of the conservative people that I know who are Christians who think that he's the greatest thing ever. Especially all of his stances on his social issues just, it scares me because I'm someone who I want people to have I want someone to have equal opportunity for the right to marriage. I want people to be treated equally. I want people to be able to have their rights. And as much as I don't like to admit it, the one positive thing I can say about Mitt Romney, if one can actually say that, and I don't even know, I'm not a political guy, so correct me guys if I'm wrong on this. You know, Mitt Romney talks about Massachusetts being the most well-educated state, or like the top 50 states in terms of education. If that's true, and whatever, that's impressive to me. The fact that his state can be voted for the top most well-educated, I think that's cool. But again, that doesn't really show me how he's going to really change America, because quite frankly, if you watch the presidential debate, Mitt Romney just basically said, well, I'm still gonna have health care, I'm gonna still have these things, but I'm gonna do it a different way. But he doesn't explain anything in his entire presidential debate. He just said, well, I'm gonna have that, or I'm gonna have this, but he doesn't explain how he's going to do that process. And to me, just saying something, oh, if I'm elected president, this is still gonna be here, or this is gonna go away. No. What I want to know is how you as a person, as a president, are going to change these things. What are your methods that
Well, he didn't get elected, but I would like him to explain some stuff first.
you are going to do to change it? And on the presidential election, he didn't really offer anything, and we all know how many times he contradicted himself in his presidential debate. And I always get so creeped out by his creepy little, like, smirk smile, like, I mean, literally, he, like, this has this smiling scariness about him. And I'll just end the video with this statement. Can you really vote for someone to be president when he doesn't know why airplanes cannot have their windows open on a flight? Like, seriously. That question shouldn't even be asked.
What's this?
There's only a few things
Well, it's the same video again. Well, here we go. Let me see if this is true.
I appreciate the fact that she is on the ground, safe and sound, and I don't think she knows just how worried some of us were. When you have a fire in an aircraft, there's no place to go exactly. And you can't find any oxygen from outside the aircraft to get in the aircraft because the windows don't open. I don't know why they don't do that, but it's a real problem.
It's a real problem that the windows don't roll down on airplanes. Is it also a problem that guns don't shoot backwards through the barrel this way? Or that diving boards are only ever really mounted over very deep water? Why don't the windows roll down? I don't think he was joking, because he couldn't possibly be joking about his wife almost being in a plane crash. You can't joke about that, especially with her standing right there. So did he, I mean, has he never seen Goldfinger?
Oh, so supposedly you would get sucked into there because the plane might fly that way then.
I appreciate the fact that she is...
I mean, has he never seen Goldfinger?
If you can't see this, I apologize, because I'm trying to get this thought because I didn't understand what Mitt Romney meant by that at the beginning. This is a little... The light sucks. And the oxygen doesn't come from there. Yeah, Mr. Mitt Romney, the oxygen does not come from outside. It comes... That's why they have the bags, I think. Yep, and... Paul Ryan. What was the title of this video? You know what, this is starting to frustrate me. Here we go.
Paul Ryan, the congressman from Wisconsin, has been chosen as Mitt Romney's. Paul Ryan, the congressman from Wisconsin, has been. Paul Ryan, the congressman from Wisconsin, has been chosen as Mitt Romney.
Sorry about repeating that. I just needed to get something out.
His vice presidential running mate.
Something I just effed up.
Ryan is the 42-year-old chairman of the House Budget Committee and is a disciple of the philosopher Ayn Rand. Ryan's been one of the go-to guys on budget issues for the GOP, and his proposals are extremely conservative. They call for an across-the-board reduction of income tax rates, the elimination of income taxes on capital gains, dividends, and interest, and for abolishing the corporate income tax, estate tax, and alternative minimum tax. His plans would privatize a portion of Social Security and privatize Medicare.
That would be a problem for me, the Social Security stuff, because since I have a disability, not saying I'm retarded, because a lot of people said, I'll hit a retard, and I've said, I'm not a retard, and he said, yeah, you are, and I said, no, I'm not, I just have a learning disability, and that's why people made fun of me in school. They said I was weird, they said I was a retard, they said I need to die, they said all retards need to die. You know what, if you think that, we're just different people than you, and actually, I do see some differences. I'm not a bully. I've been bullied my whole life. I mean, I had to go through being called. Of course, I do have a few extra pounds. I'm not fat. But, yeah, they called me fat. They said, go die, retard. They said, I'll hit a retard. And I said, I'm not a retard. And they said, yeah, you are. So, basically, I've been made fun of my whole life. And if the Social Security thing was to be passed, I would have to find another way to survive, which would be really hard. My girlfriend's the same way. We both have kind of a disability a little bit. I think I have a form of autism disability, which might be anger, having trouble sleeping, PDD, I think, Asperger, talking to yourself. You know, I talk to myself. That's a form of Asperger, I think, or some kind of autism. Like, you talk to yourself. They said, do you do that? And I said, no, but really, I think I've done that so often that I don't even realize what I'm doing. And I talk to my friends all the time, too.
It privatized Medicare. His proposals have been heavily. His plans would privatize a portion of Social Security.
Yeah, and that's not good for me. I would have a hard time to survive. Paul Ryan just seems like a bigot to me, not to be rude.
And privatize Medicare.
It seems like, does he want America to suffer?
His proposals have been heavily criticized for lacking concrete numbers, with leading economists contending that his plan would essentially be a huge tax cut to the rich.
So you want the poor to pay tax when they don't have a lot of money. What? This doesn't make any sense.
while raising taxes for 95% of the population and producing a $4 trillion revenue loss over 10 years.
You know what, Paul Ryan? I don't think you should run for president. My friend, not saying that this would happen, but he said he wished that Paul Ryan would actually get some sense knocked into him, or that he would get assassinated. You know, there have been assassination attempts on Obama, and this girl said, and another 4 years of this N-word, maybe he'll get assassinated this time. She did say the N-word, and what happened? She lost her job. She has freedom of speech, but not freedom of consequence. And then she said she wouldn't care, but then she took that back because Obama has 2 kids. How do you think they would feel if their dad got assassinated? Not very good. Some people liked her comment, and some people slammed her for that. And then she lost her job. People called her at work and threatened her. So she got known for that. And she said the assassination part was harsh, but she said she'd take it back. And she said, even though I'm not a fan of Obama, I wouldn't want that for him. I mean, he does have 2 kids. Yeah.
Romney's choice of Ryan is an embrace of the trickle-down philosophy and will offer voters a stark economic choice come November. Ryan's currently serving in his 7th House term and holds a bachelor's degree in political science and economics from the University of Miami of Ohio. Although he now claims to be a leader in fiscal austerity, that wasn't always the case, as Ryan voted in favor of the costly Iraq War, in favor of the unfunded Bush Medicare Part D prescription drug expansion.
Okay, if you want to ask me who was my least favorite president of all time, at first Bush was my favorite, now he's my least favorite because he kind of screwed up a few times. And people were saying he had that, what's that guy's name? Osama bin Laden had nothing to do with 9/11. They said it was all Bush, but I don't know. And if you're asking why does Obama want to take our guns away, I already wants to take them away from maniacs. Like, take a look at all the school shootings. 6 and 7-year-olds getting shot just before Christmas, and it's horrible. That's horrible. I thought Columbine was terrible. This is even worse. You know how this is worse? Because it was little kids. And trust me, Columbine would have been worse if those bombs would have gone off, because 500 people would have died like that with the bombs, and then the bombs were supposed to blow up. People were going to be running, and then they would kill all the survivors that came out. Ugh.
Before the 2000.
And then they made fake Facebooks for those kids who were at Columbine. And then the people who were the killers, they added people who were in the massacre, in the school at that time, who were kids at the massacres, and they shot an African American kid because he's black. What the fuck? I mean, yeah, that black kid did make fun of them. He called Eric and Dylan loser and faggot, but that's still no reason just to kill someone.
An 8-tarp Wall Street bailout and the bailout of GM and Chrysler. What do you think of Mitt Romney's selection of Representative Paul Ryan?
I don't think it's good, because if that Social Security thing happened, I would not be living the easy life. I would be living a hard life. But anyway, stay tuned for some more videos. Peace. Bye.